All right, so I'm camped in the San Bernardino Mountains with Brian Fulton from Goose Gear. And Brian has his Toyota Tacoma here. What year is it?
2016, third gen.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's got a adventure trailer's habitat set up. Can you tell me about the truck itself?
Yeah, so we start with a 2016 TRD off-road four-wheel drive. We went with that, wanted factory rear locker, so that was one of the ways to get that. And then we went with Icon suspension.
Okay.
Went with Relentless fabrication for the armor, bumpers, Pelfrey built skid plates. Rock sliders are Relentless fabrication. Basic winch, just a little 8K winch. Haven't really used it very much, but that one time I need it, I'll be ready.
Absolutely.
One was Baja Designs lights, so lots of Baja Designs. Really like the Baja Designs because you can change the lenses out.
Cool.
So you can really dial it into how you have your truck set up.
Cool.
And the Princeton roof rack. And of course, at one time we were known for doing a lot of wiring, and now we're transitioning the company to do mostly dealer sales, so that's kind of going away a little bit, but we did a lot of wiring, so this has a ton of wiring in it. It has 3 batteries.
Yeah.
We're going to pare that back down to 2, and then S-Pod for our electrical controls, for all the lighting controls, and controls a heater and water heater and all that kind of stuff as well.
Okay, fantastic.
And ham radio, of course.
Yep.
Communication with everybody. And then Vulcan tires, which have been good to us. Haven't had any problems with them, really like them. Got another set on order, and they've performed well so far. They've kept me happy. So, and of course the big thing is the habitat. So cantilevers over the back, which is really nice, because then, especially on a day like today where it's 80 degrees outside and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it basically built-in awning, so we have good shade all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere we go. We added some Baja Designs rock lights. So we did red here and we did some white up front, and that gives us good ambient lighting at night. We can just leave those on all night long. And then these work really good for when we're cooking, because this just illuminates this whole area. It gives us lots of room, because we're pretty much cooking and working out here all the time. And Relentless fabrication rear bumper with drop down table, which is perfect. We use that for all of our food prep and everything. Give it a wash down, a little drop down the bag for washing hands and stuff.
Yep.
Simple stuff. Scuttle, of course.
Yep.
Everyone has a scuttle, right? Or at least it seems like it. And fridge. We did a National Luna. I really like the National Luna. It's really compact, but it has dual zones, so it has fridge and freezer. So we had a freezer in our last one, but we had to go with the 60. But we're able to put stuff we need to keep frozen in there. Ice cream, so we're in the desert.
Ice cream. Had some of that last night. Yeah. Thank you. It was delicious.
It's nice having ice cream in the middle of nowhere, right?
It is.
It tastes that much better. So fridge, and then drawers. Typical Goose Gear system. This is a very similar setup to what we offer to all the habitat owners. Do a lot of Goose Gear stuff. Have the fridge cabinet, and then the cabinet behind it's really a utility storage cabinet, and it also has a sink in the top. We have a water pump and a water heater in the very bottom that we use to pump water in.
Okay.
So behind the rear seat we have a 13-gallon water tank, and then we pump the water back here.
Okay.
And that's a shower pan, so we can take a shower if we need to.
Cool.
And then of course a little Thetford cassette toilet, which comes in very handy, especially when you've got 2 13-year-old girls with you. Yes, privacy is important. So drawer systems, we use our standard latches on all of our drawer systems. In the habitat that we went to, aluminum drawer boxes, so it's lighter, it's saves space.
Yes.
A little bit more money, but definitely a lighter drawer and a lot more space savings. And of course, Trek Pack everywhere. Everything has a home. JetBoil has a home.
Yep.
JetBoil fuel. Snow.
Yes. Organization is key.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you're going to lose your mind out on the road.
Exactly. And that's not something we typically struggle with. So we don't have a lot of stuff. We're very minimalist. As much as we can be. I know it's a big truck, has a lot of stuff to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally, it's those 2 front runner soft packs, the fridge, and these 2 drawers, and that's what we live out of.
Okay.
That's the bulk of it, other than our clothes and sleeping bags.
All right. May I climb in and take a look around? Great. And have an alu box step.
Yep, with a Goose Gear top plate, and that's why we came up with that, so we could step in. Put your head as you go in.
Gotcha.
forward platform. And you said this forward platform slides out?
Yeah, so that doesn't slide out.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually-
I see. There's
static.
yes, this folds down.
Exactly, that folds
Okay.
down. So that serves 3 purposes for us. So we use that for 3 purposes. We use it for, it serves as a backsplash, so if it's raining or there's inclement weather, we can bring our Snow Peak Baja burner.
Yeah.
We can cook in here.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't recommend cooking in a tent, but if it's snowing outside and you have to eat dinner. So you can use this as a backsplash. It folds down and becomes a sleeping platform. So I have a Nemo air mattress.
Okay.
Nemo Cosmo,
Yeah.
which is a great air mattress.
Yeah.
Throw that down and then put the sleeping bag on there, and then my daughter and her friend can sleep here. So everybody has their own little place.
Yeah, there is a ton of space up here.
Yeah. And the best part is you can stand in here.
Yes.
And you can gather weather. You can get, cook. If it's windy outside, we'll come in here. Whatever. This is just where we live when it's inclement. But for the most part, we're outside.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice and cool. It's hot outside, but and some of that heat, you can feel it emanating in here, but not as much as you'd expect. Brian, can you tell me about these wooden plates that you have right here up against the side? What purpose do they serve?
Absolutely. So when we were first laying this vehicle out, Justin and I actually spent quite a bit of time going over layout and design. And we're standing in the back of the truck with nothing in it, completely empty. And the whole time we're standing at this level, and you can see out of all the windows. I mean, the windows on these things are really, there's a ton of space. When it's all opened up, and you can see the neighbors. I can see Justin's truck. I can see your truck.
Yeah.
Everything's right here, so you can talk to people. So if someone walks up to your camp and you're in here, you can talk to people. In history, we've always built this.
Yeah.
It's the natural bench.
Yeah.
So you sit here and you do whatever. But if you're here, you can't really, if this is open, it's fine, but if that window's closed, you can't see anything. So Justin said, it'd be great if you could sit up higher.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Spent a lot of times turning wheels and said, you know what, let's try this. And so we actually mocked this up in my head and then cut some prototypes and tested it and put it in. And basically we just took a piece of wood and put it together like that. And so it just folds out, interlocks to itself, and then you can sit here. And now you can sit here and you're at eye level with everybody still.
Yeah.
And then when you pull the sleeping platform down, you can slide it over and you can actually use it as a table. So I've actually used my laptop here as a desk.
Fantastic. So working or just hanging out on a rainy day, a totally comfortable environment.
So this vehicle is the Goose Gear main company vehicle. I mean, we built this with the intention of showcasing what we do, which is building custom cabinets and storage solutions and upfitting vehicles. And when we designed this one, we designed it with the intention of meeting all of our goals, being as light as possible, being structurally sound and strong, and going to last a lifetime. And then also we designed with the intention of making these as standard items that other people with a Habitat or a flip pack or some type of camper could purchase and put in their vehicle. It's primarily built around the Habitat, of course, but in a flip pack it would work as well.
Yes.
We've done flip packs with similar layouts. So everything you see here you can purchase through us or through dealers. And if you through an AT dealer, if you buy a Habitat somewhere on the East Coast, they can purchase all of these items. And everything is bolt-in, so it's based on the plate system, which is just like the 4Runners, the Land Cruisers, the Jeeps, where we focus on building the plate, which gets bolted to the vehicle, and then all of our stuff bolts to that. And that's really the core of pretty much all of our systems, because then you're not drilling, literally there would have to be about 63 holes in the bed of the truck to mount all these cabinets.
Yes.
But with the plate system, you put 6 bolts in, 2 of them are factory, and then everything else bolts to the plate.
Yes.
So it's very easy. For service, we actually pulled this cabinet and this cabinet out in about an hour just because we needed to service something inside there and change something out. So it's very serviceable also.
Okay.
Weight, strength, that kind of stuff. Obviously we want to build as light as possible. We only put panels where we absolutely have to have them, and then we try and keep it as light as possible. But the strength, we never sacrifice strength.
Okay.
So everything is designed and built to last. And we camp about 20% of the year, which is probably not as much as some people, but quite a bit more than most.
Yeah.
And we beat the crud out of our truck. We don't treat it nicely, and it holds up quite well. The truck has been awesome. The interior has been awesome. The Habitat's held up incredibly well. So we're very, very pleased with how this just turned out.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the tour. This is
no problem.
A beautiful vehicle and really features some amazing products.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.